Before I started working with luxury brands, it seemed impossible to be able to work for one. And once I figured out how they recruit, I even wanted to go as far as like creating an agency where I would just like help people get hired by luxury brands. It's not rocket science, but if you know the system and all of them follow a certain system, if you know the system, then you'll be hired left and right. And when I figured out the system, I, I was only being contacted by luxury brands. I was only working for luxury brands. It just wouldn't stop. It was, it's like I found myself at a level where it was just like kind of like stuck there, not in a bad way, but there was no going back. I was only getting those kind of attention. And so every brand has their way, their thing or their way of doing the things that they do. If you want to work for luxury, you have to have a luxury brand yourself. No, it doesn't mean to wear expensive clothes. I'm not saying that you have to dress expensive. This is not about luxury. Luxury is the second attribute. This is about brand because a brand recognizes another brand. And these guys are very serious about their brands and the people that represent them. And that's first, right? They're going to judge you on the way you look, they're going to profile you. These are things that people are not supposed to do morally, but they are going to do that. And if you're not, if your branding is not up to par, but your skill level is up to par, uh, they'll skip you. They'll skip you. I think they'd rather have the brand and a little bit of the experience than have a lot of the experience and not the branding part because you're not going to understand how they operate, and they need somebody to understand how they operate as as a brand and as a luxury brand. Okay. Um, what are the attributes? Let's talk about the attributes of a luxury brand. High quality, or just quality in general. Their presentation. They're very meticulous about their presentation, how they present themselves, how they show themselves to the world. They Everything is about attention to detail. They're very attentive to details, from the products to the clientele to everything to the branding. Prestigious manners that says that you are a certain class. Respect and consideration and just manners. Just they have manners. You can't walk in there and talk how you want, smell how you want, dress how you want. No, you have to treat people in a certain kind of way and be gracious in a certain kind of way. Cleanliness and someone that is not easy to acquire. These are the things that at least half of these things, or but all of these things aren't difficult to have as attributes, right? Um, if you're someone who is conscious of the way they look, the way they dress, the way they speak to people, and these things should be easy to you. You don't need to wear Chanel or Fendi or Louis Vuitton in order to. That's not it. More a lot of the people that work for luxury brands, a lot of them don't buy luxury all the time like the customers do, right? These are people that are respectful. They're people that are clean. They're well spoken. Well, a lot of them. Let me get back to that. A lot of them are not well spoken. That's why they sit in the back of um, the establishment. That's why they're not front of house. Okay, like tailors. Tailors are when you go into stores or people where they're tailors, they have fitters and then they have sewers. The sewers never come out of the back. The fitters do, and you notice that the fitters they dress differently than the sewers, right? And so you want to be if you want to be the person that is has the opportunity to come out, um, because those are better as a sewer. Sewers are often just like sewing. Fitters can be different things. So for the fitters deal with customers. They get to travel to clients. They get to they have a lot of benefits that just sewers don't. They get to meet a ridiculous array of people. Um, if you are a tailor in luxury fashion, you might just be minding your own business one day and Kim Kardashian walks in. This is also one of the most exciting thing about it, right? One time I was working at this luxury baby product store. I had no idea I would run into celebrities there. I was already working with celebrities in my hustles as a tailor, but I had no idea that I could meet celebrities there. And when I thought about it after, it made sense. It was in a neighborhood where people of prestige live. It was products that people of prestige use, and I didn't know this thing. So um, along the way, I learned it. But when I was there, I would, have these celebrities come and started coming, and I was like, wow, this is like if I didn't have what it took to be in that store, this environment fashion, um, I wouldn't have been hired. And because I got to work there, it was a small company. I got to be visible, and I got to meet a lot of prestigious high people, high prestige, and a lot of people give you opportunities. I've had many celebrities and prestigious people just pull me to the side and give me opportunities. Again, this all comes from the way you brand yourself, the way you prepare yourself to be noticed, to be um, um, attracted to these people in a way that they want to work with you and be around you. Uh, you as a tailor need to elude this energy of prestige, of uniqueness, interesting, somebody who's interesting, somebody who is, um, like fun and cool to be around, and but also talented, can make clothes. Don't go where you don't fit. Until, and don't try to get in this world until you are prepared and you understand how this world works because there is a system to it. When you're trying to get noticed by luxury brands, you have to learn their products, their techniques, go into their stores, touch and feel their products, touch and feel everything. Talk to the people working with the products every day. Leave your card, tell them what you do, and to call you if any of them ever need anything. There's nothing wrong with going to the store and exchanging with people that work there, dress well, carrying yourself well, and give them your card and say, hey, if you need something, this is what I do. Show them your work. Let me know. There are often times where this is like only insider information. There are times where the customers they want outside referrals. Some people come in um, who are prestigious people, but they don't like they're the frequent clients, and there are some people that come in sometimes who are also of a certain level, and they want like maybe they don't like the people that are in the store, or for whatever reason they want an outside referral, maybe somebody to be available to come to their home and work with them from time to time. I've had many of those opportunities, and they're looking for referrals, and who can give you that referral? The people in the store. The people in store will give you that referral. So you have to, approach them and show them what you can do and work with them and make yourself available to them, help them. Don't think about just charging them like, all the time. Try to create a relationship with these people. Sometimes in these boutiques they have too much work and they need outside help, so they can call you. Or I've had when I was working as a supervisor at Chanel, there's many times where I called like other tailors, other alteration shops, other artisans and we treated them like contractors, and I just give them the work, and they did it, and they were paid as contractors, and my sewers were sitting in the room, and the contractors were always more highly paid than the people sitting in the store working. So this is a real thing. Um, what else? Oftentimes, salespeople have emergencies that require outside help, but you have to be really, really good to get those calls because, and a lot, the thing is too, at this level, you don't get a lot of chances to mess up. You don't get a lot of chances to mess up because this is about reliability and convenience. If you can be those two solutions for people that are of a high level, high brand, you always have opportunities. Um, Sometimes certain customers ask for referrals for referrals of outside talent. Um, Practice your skills and become really good. You still have to be good at what you do. It's not it's not just enough to be noticed. You don't want to be noticed and get all this hype about you, and then you don't know how to you don't know how to perform at a high level. You have to be good at what you do. There when you go to when you're in the recruitment, um, when luxury brands are recruiting tailors, they do bench tests, right? And they'll give you a bench test, and it will prove they'll give you a bench test to test your skill set. They'll give you a bench test to tell you to test your script set, your skill set. And if you seem like you know the product, if you're familiar with the product, you show, or they have the impression that you're familiar with the product, you're familiar with the techniques, you're fast, you're creative, you have a nice personality about you, you're early, you're professional, you speak well, you communicate well, you smell good, you look good. There's an 80 to 95% chance you're getting that job. This is inside information. This is how it works. This is how it works. They're looking at your nails. Is your nails done? Is your hair done? Are you aware of your surroundings? Are you respectful? Like, these are the things. And then are you? Every brand has a technique or details the way they do their thing. Every brand does. Chanel does. Dior does. Fendi does. I worked with for these companies, so I've seen it. I've known it. I've learned it. And at first, I didn't know this, but when I started noticing and I learned it, it made life so much easier. Okay, because they'll give you the work, they'll give you a test, but they won't tell you how to get through it, or they'll be timing you, and um, they're not going to tell you. They're just going to give you, okay, yeah, do this, but they're timing you. How long does it take you to do the work? Are you familiar? Well, you're finishing, your attention to detail, the way you came in and how you're leaving out. All of those things are factors of how to get recruited as a tailor for luxury brands. So if you follow this, I guarantee this will raise your chances of working on that level. And if you have any more questions, feel free to reach out. Again, thank you for watching this video. Like, comment, share. I forgot I have this thing on. I'm actually working in my studio here in Togo, West Africa. And so, yeah, that's today's spill. Subscribe if this sounds like something you want to, this kind of content you want to consume more of. And I appreciate you for watching this video, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.